Hey everybody, it's Crookside here. Today I'm going to be doing a short video on how to repair your Samsung fridge. If you have water leaking into your crisper, this is how you fix it. I'll show you what it looks like. So, what it looks like is this. If you see brown rust stains on the back of your crispers, and your crispers are full of ice, I don't know if you can see it in the video, but there is ice, solid ice in there, then you have a problem in here. There's a drain in the back of there and it's clogged and it needs to be fixed. So you might see rust stains depending how bad it is down here dripping. On this one you can't. So first step is to take everything out of the fridge. So now that you got everything out of the fridge, I couldn't get this shelf out. There's a little plastic cover here, goes here, okay? You're gonna wanna pull that off, and there might be some ice in there. You might need to use your ice scraper and scrape that out. So scrape that ice out, and then use a Phillips screwdriver, and back there's a Phillips that you gotta get out. I still gotta do a little bit of ice chipping, so that's your next step. So for those of you that don't know what a Phillips is, it's the star. You put the star in there counterclockwise and you start turning it. A little hard to do while I'm holding the camera here, but there's our screw we got out. First screw out. Okay, now that we got that first screw removed up here, there's two more down here. There's one here and one here. So those are down by the crispers. Okay, so we're gonna take those out next. Now we've got all those screws out. As you can see, look at this buildup of ice in the corner. It's all been piling up and building up. There's rust stains there from right around here. So now we're gonna carefully pull this cover off by lifting from here and moving it here. I'm gonna have to pause the video to get this done here. Now you're gonna want to remove this casing or cover very gently. Work your fingers in the corner, popping the tabs up. Very careful. Be very tender because it is, you know, it is cold temperatures, and during cold temperatures plastic cracks. So take your time, do each corner a little bit. Use a screwdriver, flat bladed screwdriver if you have to. Work your way from the bottom up and you'll get it. So I ended up just taking this, jiggling it quite a bit, moving it up and down, and it loosened off finally. You did not need to take this metal ring off. I just did that. I thought maybe, I didn't realize it was coming out all in one piece. So now that you've got this far, you can see we're frosted up here. There's some problems in here. Open it up. All this bottom tray here, all purely frosted up. It's not draining. So at the bottom, it's supposed to drain into your pan. You can hear the famous Samsung beeping noise in the background here from the door being open too long. So now what I'd recommend from here is, it's probably a good idea to unplug your fridge so that you do not get electrocuted. So I'd recommend unplugging your fridge, pull your fridge away from the wall, check your water pan below, make sure that's empty, and see this right here? We got to get rid of all this ice, and the way to do that is maybe take some hot water, pour it in there. So just stand by here for a sec. So now I've got the fridge unplugged here. The first step is to disconnect these two terminals up here. Disconnect them. Get a hairdryer in there, or get a hot water, and thaw out all this ice.
So we decide to go the hairdryer route.
So after all this ice is finally starting to melt, you can see that white mark right there. That's our drain. That's where the water was frozen, preventing this from draining and causing it to fill up and go down the crispers. So I'm gonna keep with the hairdryer here, throwing heat at it, and when it's fully thawed out, what I'll do is I'll get hot water and I'll pour it down there and just make sure that it fills up down below in the ice catcher. So I've been trying for a few minutes now to get this to drain. There's the drain right there. I filled it up with boiling water. It's still not draining. I've used the hairdryer. It's been about 15 minutes. It's still not draining. However, I do have a syringe here for vitamin B12 shots. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to fill this syringe up with boiling water, and I'm going to inject it directly into this hole here. A lot of people use turkey basters, so that's another option. Okay, so it's probably been about an hour now, and I've tried to keep thawing out this drain, and I can't do it. It's not thawing out. It's still full of water. So what I'm going to do here is go back to the hairdryer. Now, in case you're wondering why this problem happened, I should show you. This here was Samsung's little piece of metal that they put inside that hole there to prevent water from building up. Now, it obviously wasn't working. Now, there is a replacement part available here, and where it clips is just here. I'm going to take the old one off. This one clips just here and sits there like that. Once we get it fixed, that's what we'll put in as the solution. And it's a little longer, and it just prevents it from, it's about, 2 inches long. This one's only a 1/4 inch or an inch. So this is going to be the answer to fixing it and preventing this from happening in the future. But for now, I got to go back to the hairdryer and continue trying to clear that drain. Okay guys, I finally got it. I finally got it cleared. There's no water in there anymore. So what I did was I just started getting real aggressive. I wasn't being so aggressive because I didn't know if the drain went straight down. So what I ended up doing was getting this piece of plastic rod, sticking it down here, and just fucking jamming it. And I got it. And we're clear, and I heard the water go down the pan in the back. Now, a lot of people might not know where the condensation pan is. So I'm going to show you because I haven't seen a video on anybody showing where the condensation pan is. So, as you can see, this is my pan here. There's some water on the ground, only because I took off these hoses here. This hose here, this one is for the bottom freezer, okay? I tested it. I pulled off the bottom freezer plate and I ran water down it, and it's clear. This one here was our problem one. This one was the fridge one, and water just runs down here into the condensation plate. You can see there's water in there right now. So we fixed it finally. So the last step of this, I'm going to put all this back here, do it off camera. See, it's an absolute disaster in my house right now. So the last step here is to use this right here. Instead of this old shitty one that didn't work, thanks a lot Samsung for your bad engineering, we're gonna put this new one on. It just clips right there, and that supposedly, it's $6, is gonna stop it from ever happening again. Now, in case you're interested, look at this. I have all of the model information, so I'm gonna put that there. You pause the video, you get that information, and you order it. I ordered mine from Reliable Parts, and they gave it to me for $6. I'm sure you can find it on Amazon or eBay. So put that in there. And just so you know, the drain, it goes straight down. straight down. There's no curve or anything. I was worried about taking a piece of plastic and jamming it down there and forcing it down and finding out that it ran some other way, right? But it's just a straight shot. Now, if you're interested in what model number my fridge is, that's my model, RF195ABWP. Now, there's a couple others that are very similar. These fridges, honestly, Samsung fridges, absolute piece of shit fridges. I do not recommend ever buying a Samsung fridge. This fridge has been leaking like this for quite a while, and I just have been neglecting it, and I finally looked after it. So I'm not only just having problems with that, I'm also having problems with my ice cube tray here. I can't get the ice out, it's so fucking frozen. So both these problems happened at the same time. Samsung should stick to working on TVs and not fridges. Please rate, like, subscribe.